Do you know what time it is? Fantasy basketball time. And let's start with the point guard rankings, numbers 1 through 15, and we have ESPN projections to back up my points. Number 1 point guard in the NBA, it's got to be Chris Paul. He had almost 20 points a game, almost 10 points a game, and the most steals per game out of any player last year. He should have a very similar year this year with about 19 points, 9 assists, and 2.5 steals. So I think he's by far the best point guard. He's going to give you many assists, tons of points. I think overall, you can't go wrong with Chris Paul. You also can't go wrong with Deron Williams. 21 points, 8.7 assists last year. This year, he has new guys around him. He's Joe Johnson now. He has better people around him. So his assists will go from 8.7 to 10.2, according to ESPN. And he's also going to have 20.5 points a game and throwing a bunch of steals. Deron Williams is the number 2 point guard, my opinion. Russell Westbrook, number 3 point guard. Now last year his assists were way down, only at 5.5, but he had 23.6 points a game. Well, this year he's projected 22 points a game, 6.7 assists, and a good amount of steals. So I still think he's top 3, but not as good as other point guards. Rajon Rondo. Now I bet you're saying, how can he be better than other people? Well, just because he gives you more he gives you the whole package. 12.4 points a game is the projection. That's almost 1,000 points. And 12.2 assists per game. That will lead the NBA in assists. And also, throwing around 5 rebounds and almost 2 steals. He's an elite point guard. Last year, 11.7 assists, 11.9 points per game, 4.8 rebounds, and 1.8 steals. He was already a top 5 point guard last year. This year, he's going to be even better than last year. Number 5, Kyrie Irving. I was thinking about putting him at 4, but not quite. He's pretty much another version of Russell Westbrook. Westbrook's projection was 22 points, 6.5 assists. Irving's projection, 20 points, 6.5 assists. It's not that far off. Last year, as a rookie, 18.5 points, 5.4 assists, and 1.1 steals. He's not going to get you a ton of steals, but he gets you a good amount of steals, so he's good enough in that category. I think he's a top 5 point guard. He's going to have a big year this year. Ty Lawson. He had a great year last year. 16.4 points a game. 66.6 assists per game. And this year, his stats are going to go up. ESPN says 16.8 points a game and 6.9 assists. I think he has 17 points, 7 assists, and maybe even 18 points. He took control of his team in the playoffs. And at the end of the year, he's the guy now. I don't care if they have Andre Iguodala. Ty Lawson's the best player on that team right now. Brandon Jennings. Again, another guy like Russell Westbrook and Kyrie Irving. He's projected 19.2 points a game, 5.6 assists per game, and the biggest number that impressed me the most, 1.8 steals. Last year, he had a breakout year. 19 points a game, 5.5 assists. And I think he can keep it up. He's a great point guard, and now he is Monte Ellis for the entire season, and everyone's healthy, including Drew Gooden and Ursa Ilyasova. The Bucks are going to be pretty good, and Brandon Jennings is going to lead him to a good season. Tony Parker is the number 8 point guard. Now I know he's old, and people might not put him at 8, but I do. Look at 18.3 points a game, 7.7 assists, and a steal per game in 2012. That's top 10 point guard numbers. He's a downgraded version of Kyrie Irving and Russell Westbrook again. And Brandon Jennings. His 2013 projection, 17.7 points per game, 7.1 assists, and 1 steal per game. Those are some very good numbers still, even though he's at age 31. I still think he has 3 elite seasons left, and I would keep him. And I'd draft him pretty high, too. Goran Dragic. Now, everyone's drafting him even higher than Brandon Jennings and Tony Parker. He's not that high. He's number 9. 2012, he had 11.7 points a game, 5.3 assists per game, and 1.3 steals. Now, you're saying, how is he number 9 then? Well, as a starter, Goran Dragic has 18 points, 8.4 assists, and 1.6 steals per game. And if you look at his 2013 projection in a whole, 15.7 points a game, 7 assists, and 1.6 steals. That's a great season. Number 9 point guard. Number 10 point guard, Steve Nash of the Lakers. Last year he had 12.5 points per game, 10.7 assists per game, and he didn't get many steals last year. So that's why I think he won't be as good as other point guards. Well, this year he's projected 13.7 points a game, 9.1 assists, and again, no steals, and that's why he's only number 10 on my list. Number 11, Lou Williams. Yes, you heard this right. Lou Williams. He's going to take a huge jump from 14.9 points a game, 3.5 assists, and his projection for 2013 is 20.3 points per game, 5.7 assists, and 1.2 steals. Again, that's just as good as Brandon Jennings, just as good as Kyrie Irving, not quite as good as Russell Westbrook, but he will be a top 8 or 7 point guard by the time the season is done. He's going to have a great year, and he's Josh Smith, Al Horford, and all these great players around him, and he's going to come off the bench, but he's going to be a very solid fantasy player. And you can get him in the 7th round, like I did, and that's a very good time to get him. Again, number 12, Jrue Holiday. You wouldn't be expecting Jrue Holiday to be number 12, but look at the stats. Last year, 13.5 points a game, 4.5 assists, and 1.6 steals. He gets tons of steals, and that's what makes him very good. But Lou Williams, when he was a Sixer last year, had most of the playing time. But now Lou Williams is gone, so Jrue Holiday will get more playing time than he did last year. And because of that, his 2013 numbers will increase to 14.7 points a game, 7.7 assists, and 1.7 steals per game. He's going to be a good, really good point guard this year. Mike Conley. He's Mr. Consistency. Every year he has 11 points, 6 rebounds, 2 steals, every single year. But his upside isn't as good as Jrue Holiday and Lou Williams, and that's why he's number 13. 2012, 12.7 points, 6.5 assists, and 2.2 steals. That's the biggest stat. That's what makes Michael Conley the number 13 point guard, because he gets a ton of steals. 13.3 points, 6.6 assists, and 2.1 steals is his 2013 projection, and I think that's just around the perfect numbers. He's a very good point guard, but he won't get you the most points. Someone who's hit or miss, Kyle Lowry, the Raptors' new point guard. He'll start over Jose Calderon, but Jose Calderon will get some playing time too, so that's why having Lowry kind of scares me. He's going higher than Goran Dragic and Tony Parker, but I don't think that's right. 2012, he had a great year, 14 points a game, 6.6 assists, but 2013, his numbers will go down a little bit, but he's still a great point guard. 13.7 points, 6.5 assists, and 1.6 steals. That's still really good numbers. It's just not as good as Michael Conley, and Michael Conley is going to get probably more playing time than Kyle Lowry will. So that's why he's number 14. And then Stephen Curry. He's hit or miss every single year. Hit or miss. Last year, he played, 28 games? So his stats, 14.7 points, 5.3 assists, don't mean that much. But 2013, if he's full and healthy, 17 points, 5.7 assists, and 1.6 steals is what you're going to get. But I guarantee he will not play the entire year. He does not stay healthy anytime, so that's why I'd be afraid to draft Stephen Curry or Stephen Curry, or however you say it. But if he's healthy, he's a top 10 point guard. Thanks for watching, and tune in soon to see the top 15 shooting guards of next year. Thanks for watching.